This is my third. I think this is going to be 5 videos about YouTube, and I'm sorry about abortion on YouTube, and I'm sorry, I believe I can only make 10-minute videos. That's why I have to cut it the way I do. This one I also find very, very, very offensive and kind of sick. This was from the Little Rock Family Planning Services, appearing on the homepage. Free abortions for Hurricane Katrina survivors. At Little Rock Family Planning Services, we're offering abortions at no charge to victims of Hurricane Katrina. In order to receive this service, you must have a government-issued picture ID showing your home address in the following counties or parishes. How nice of them. How nice of them. I believe that, basically, the Family Planning Services, Planned Parenthood, they get their money from abortion. And so I consider them like vultures. I consider them seeing a need, a possible need, and just going in there. And I hate abortion. I believe that it's a tragic thing. But, this type of thing kind of sickens me. Kristen Luker, Abortion, the Politics of Motherhood. A group of women who valued motherhood, but valued it on their own timetable, began to make a new claim, one that had never surfaced in the abortion debate before this, that abortion was a woman's right. Most significantly, they argued that this right to abortion was essential to the right to equality, the right to be treated as individuals rather than as potential mothers. Again, the rights of the fetus, the rights of the life, are basically subjugated. And this is a quote. One method of destroying a concept is by diluting its meaning. Observe that by ascribing rights to the unborn, i.e. the non-living, the anti-abortionists obliterate the rights of the living, the right of young people to set the course of their own lives. Who was this? Margaret Sanger, head of NARAL, Anne Rand. Anne Rand. The spokesperson for conservative libertarian economic policy. She was an abortion advocate, folks. And that's why she is the ultimate of individualism. And you can see that in the Republican conservative economic policy that benefits the individual at the expense of expense of the poor, extent of the others, the rich at the expense of the poor, and it just, I find it very ironic that Glenn Beck, that a lot of conservatives love Ayn Rand's philosophy while she was a huge atheist and a huge abortion advocate. Speaking of Ronald Reagan, we cannot diminish the value of one category of human life, the unborn, without diminishing the value of all human life. I agree with that. I just wish that his policies were, other than just being born just for the unborn, were more pro-life. I believe that many of the pro-life movement, not all, but a good chunk, seem to be all for outlawing Roe v. Wade, but not for helping making abortion less of a fixing the environment that leads to abortion. I mean, the poor and the minority are more likely to get abortions. I mean, they are preyed on, like I said, like vultures by Planned Parenthood. And according to the Guttmacher Institute, the abortion rate among women living below the federal poverty line is more than 4 times that of women living above 300% of the poverty line. But the thing is, the Republicans don't want to help the poor. I mean, they might say, oh, well, we give to charity, we do this, but they gut any federal funding that helps the poor, helps poor neighborhoods, jobs.
Why are you trying to be a creep?
Sorry. pop up. And I mean, George
You're too old. And
Why are you trying to be a creep?
Get out of here!
Sorry, I am trying to look up an article, and I keep getting popped with a virginity hit, which, talking about morality and stuff, and also showing how it's changed. When I was like just out of college, 98, when in college, just out of high school, I loved American Pie. Now there's this movie, The Virginity Hit, all about like trying to lose virginity, and it just that's neither here nor there. But we do live in a very sexual immoral country. But we also live in a very fiscally immoral country too. George Carlin. Boy, these conservatives are really something, aren't they? They're all in favor of the unborn. They will do anything for the unborn. But once you're born, you're on your own. Pro-life conservatives are obsessed with the fetus from conception to 9 months.
You're too old. And
Why are you trying to be a creep?
Get out of here!
After that, they don't want to know about you. They don't want to hear from you. No nothing, no neonatal care, no daycare, no Head Start, no school lunch, no food stamps, no welfare, no nothing. If you're preborn, you're fine. If you're preschool, you're bleeped. And that is a true. I mean,
You're too old. And
Why are you trying to...
Anyway, if you look at the policies of conservative politicians, they are very anti-poor, and we as Christians have to look out for the widow and the orphan. And we can't go against the scourge of abortion while not doing anything to help the fitted swamp that leads to abortion. It's hypocrisy. And the pro-abortion movement will point that out. The pro-abortion movement will point that out. And so we have to care about all little ones, in the womb and outside the womb. White, black, yellow, every child and their parents. Back to the quotes. Excuse me. Okay. Now I'm going to change topic to some. I really like these quotes, like early, like ancient Greek and ancient Christianity. I will give no deadly medicine to anyone if asked, nor suggest any such counsel. And in like manner, I will not give to a woman a pessary to produce abortion. The Hippocratic Oath. So, my question is, when you're abortionist, are you breaking the Hippocratic Oath? Because if this is part of the Hippocratic Oath, and if you're producing abortion, you're breaking your oath. Observe, old man, and see whether the dog goes after the bitch after she is conceived. Look at the cow, or certainly at the mare, and notice whether the bulls or stallions bother them after they are with young. Obviously, they forego the pleasure of intercourse when they sense that they are unable to produce offspring. Therefore, since bulls and dogs and other kinds of animals show such regard for their young, it is men alone, whose teacher was born of the Virgin, who have no fear of destroying and killing their little ones, made in the image of God, just so that they can satisfy their lust. This is the reason why many women practice abortion before their term is complete, or certainly why they discover means of mutilating or damaging the tiny and still fragile limbs of these little ones. And thus, as they are impelled by their incentives to lust, they are first murderers before they become parents. And I mean, that's by St. Peter Damian, Fathers of the Church. And I find, I mean, we're, but I mean, it just is something. I mean, some animals do. I mean, anyone who had gerbils know that gerbils' mothers eat their own young, but we do kill our own young, and I find that very, very disturbing. I will continue with the fourth one.